Hi folks, I'm Paul. This is an away day guide for Arsenal. If you're travelling to the Emirates as a visiting supporter, everything you need to know is coming up. Okay, so Arsenal. The Emirates Stadium has been their home since 2006 after they left their previous home of Highbury after 93 years. The capacity is 60,704 and away fans get around 3,000 for a standard league game. Get a little bit more on cup games, and in that scenario you'll be housed along the lower tier of the south stand, and the kiosks are a little bit better with more street food options and stuff like that, having experienced that recently this season. If you're coming in on the trains, if you're lucky enough to live in the north, you'll be coming into St Pancras or King's Cross, and if you're a southerner, one of the other stations around London, and make your way around on the tubes. From there your best bet is the Piccadilly line up to the Arsenal tube station, or the Finsbury Park one used to be popular before the Arsenal one was brought back into use. It did have a couple of away pubs there, but we'll talk about them in a bit. Your closest station to the ground is actually Holloway Road, and if you're looking on a map you'll probably go for that one naturally because it's nearer the away end, but that will not be open on a match day. They close it, the tubes pull up and pull out again, and they don't open the doors and you can't get out using it, so bear that in mind when you're planning to get up to the ground. There are some buses that run out that way from the side of the King's Cross station, but in all honesty most people opt for the tubes or an Uber. It's much easier to do that in London. If you've driven in and you're looking for parking, don't bother anywhere near the stadium unless you've found a lucky drop on a parking app, but they tend to charge a small fortune for a driveway as well, so your better bet is using the park and rides around the city. Unless you want to come in and make loads of changes on the tube, your best option for that is to go round the M25 and come off for the Cockfosters park and ride, which can be found at Echo November 4 0 Delta Zulu, or the what three words of pump stuck hours. Now that is right at the end of the Piccadilly line. There's also some park on your drive stuff around there to make it a little bit cheaper. There's only a few quid in it, but if that suits you better, fine. But that will take you straight on the Piccadilly line, straight into Finsbury Park, and pretty much to where you need to be. So once you've arrived and you're settled in, you're going to be looking for somewhere to drink. And as I mentioned earlier, the old Finsbury Park away pubs are no longer that reliable. They're still technically away friendly, as in they won't turn you away, but they're so busy. There's not much in the area anyway, and Arsenal fans just fill them up and you'll struggle to get in, especially if there's a decent group of you. They'll only let one or two in if there's space. It'll most likely be one in, one out by the time away fans arrive. But they were the Blackstock and the 12 pins, and used to be predominantly away fans when the Finsbury Park tube stop was the most frequently used one. The Arsenal one was shut for a while. Now that that's reverted back and people get off at the Arsenal one, these pubs tend to be home fan dominated now. There used to be years and years ago a dedicated away fans pub called the Drayton Park. That shut down, and I believe last time I was down it had reopened, but it's now reopened as a home fans pub. So there's no designated away fans pubs around the grounds. Your best bet is going a couple more stops on the tube if you've come from the park and ride, or stay central if you've come in on the trains to the mainline stations. Head to the King's Cross area and you've got quite a lot of decent options around there. So let's have a look at those. Within King's Cross station itself, as you go around to the back, past the Harry Potter trolley in the wall kind of thing where there'll be a massive queue of strange people trying to take photos, you've got a pub called the Parcel Yard. It's up the stairs and then it's on split level as well. It's quite deceptive actually. It looks small when you walk in, but there's quite a lot of space, and they're good, quite reliable. They don't turn anyone away for being football fans and such. So when we've gone down first thing on a Sunday morning and thought everywhere would be closed, that's been an excellent fallback for us. And if you head to the what three words of such voter haven in the station, that'll get you to the bottom of the stairs there if you are struggling to find it. If for any reason that's full, you don't fancy it, or you want to move on, there's a side door to the station just near there. It'll take you out to the street, and St Pancras is just kind of across the road. It's on like a Y junction. There's a building down the middle of it, and the other side of that building you've got a Wetherspoons built into St Pancras station. That's called the Barrel Vault. There's outside drinking area, so you can't miss it. When you get onto the street, you'll see the chairs and stuff outside. There's an entrance inside the station as well, and Smooth Bumpy Sport will find you in the right spot for that. And that's a Spoons. They're usually a lot more relaxed than some other Spoons can be. They don't turn people away for football colours and stuff like that, so that's a decent go-to, especially if you like what they have to offer. And it's great for a breakfast the next day before heading home if you are on the trains. As you come to the front of the stations and head along the street, there's an O'Neill's on the left with a what three words of entire park life, and that's right next door to a couple of places to stay for the night. I'll tell you about them in a second. And then just set back on street off the main road from there, you've got the Dolphin pub, which has affiliations to different clubs from Scotland, Ireland, and the odd few around the country, any that come in via King's Cross basically. But it is also the headquarters of the London Mags, the London branch of the Newcastle United supporters, so that's great for our boys. It's the one that they turned into the Mad Dog and Mags for the cup final, and that accepts visiting supporters. If you're one of their core clubs, they'll have more staff on and that if they're expecting you, but if you become regular there, they'll know about it, they'll work it out, and they'll make sure there's plenty of staff and plenty of beer for you. You can find the Dolphin at Think Super Spark. There's one heading out towards the Emirates area from King's Cross. It's on that block of buildings on the corner that the McDonald's is on there. It's on the opposite corner. It's called Miller's. It's quite small, but again, away friendly, and if you're the type that use an e-bike or anything coming back out of the stadium, when you're heading back, there's a parking spot just outside that pub, so it's a good place to head for. The front door of Miller's is at Tunes Less Form. And then one last final mention, a little bit further out, it's near the Angel Tube Station, which is one stop away from King's Cross. It's about a 15-minute walk, but there is a shopping complex kind of thing with a view cinema and this, that and the other. There's a few bars and that in it, but one of the bars at the front upstairs is called the Northwood. They're basically a sports bar. We were in there for pre-match stuff before the cup final, arranged by the supporters groups. They'd given it over to our fans for the night and made it an exclusive party kind of thing, but they're open to all kinds of sports fans the rest of the time. I was speaking to the manageress there. They're looking to build that as a trade, so you will be welcomed as a visiting supporter in there. It's pretty good. They do like finger food and tapas and stuff. It's probably your closest for travelling fans that you're going to get to the Emirates if that's where you're heading. Can be a bit tricky to find with it being upstairs, but the What Three Words Have Left King Moons will find you in the courtyard at the bottom of there. You find the escalator, go up, no problem. If you are looking to stay over, it's London. There's loads and loads of places, but right near the two main train stations there, you've got a Premier Inn, couple of doors up from O'Neill's, and then between that you've got a Cabanas. If you've seen any of my videos, you'll know I love a hostel. Cabanas is cheap, quality, reliable and comfortable, and it's a bed for the night, and if that's all you need, why pay more than a couple of quid? Enjoy Body Sheet will get you to the front door, check in, drop your bag in a locker and enjoy the game. Once you are ready to head up to the ground, give yourself about half an hour, 45 minutes to get transferred up there and to the turnstiles. A little bit more time for getting in and finding your seat and that, but Twist Fetch List will get you to the footbridge over the railway line towards the stadium nearest the away end, where you're going to want to be. You'll be housed in the southeast corner of the ground in the lower tier. The views are pretty decent. There's no obstructions, but it is on a low slope, so you kind of, if the ball's at the other end of the pitch, you're going to be neck stretching and that to try and see it over other people, especially if you're like 5'9" or less like me. But generally it's pretty decent. The concourse is all right. The facilities are good. If you are stuck in the area with no pub, you can head in there. The prices that you would expect for a London stadium, but it is what it is. That's you pretty much up to date. If you found this useful, drop us a like. If you think someone else might find it handy, feel free to share it with them. And if you subscribe to the channel, that'll add 1 to my subscriber count, and it'll make doing this all worthwhile, because every time that number clicks up 1, it makes me a happy boy. So again, thanks for watching. I've been Paul, and I will see you in the next one. Cheers.